Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. Hang with the Joneses. She-Hulk episode number 1. This is called A Normal Amount of Rage. All spoilers. Got to talk about the thing to talk about the thing. Just initial impressions because there's a lot of talk about how people wasn't going to be feeling the show and this show is going to be some trash. The CG is trash. And I just want to say a lot of those things were not true. First, addressing the CG. That first trailer was rough. Now, the CG now, like, it's really good. I mean, they definitely went back, added their finishing touches to it, so I don't have a problem with that. It's not taking me out of the show at all. It looks really good. Even when the Jennifer and Bruce are together as their Hulk form, it comes across really, really well. And you can really tell that in their fighting together, it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a really fun episode. Origin story type thing. We first see her trying to practice her closing argument, and there's this dude like, man, how much let me do that, John? She's like, no, I got it. And her paralegal is like, oh yeah, you got it, girl. They about to go out. Turn back around. She breaks the fourth wall.
I'm guessing you're not going to be able to focus on this fun lawyer show until you know all about that, so let me get you up to speed.
A month earlier, see her and Bruce take a little trip, and then a Sicarian ship just out of nowhere comes and tries to stop them. They crash. She's cut. Bruce is cut. She drags Bruce out of the car, and then his blood gets intermingled with her blood and gets in her system, and then she ends up just hulking out, not knowing where she is. Runs to a bar, and there's a real funny scene. Some girls look out for her. She thought she was sort of domestic abuse thing or whatever. She ends up getting some clothes, get dressed, and of course some typical drunk dudes at the bar try to hit on her. She hulks out on them. And then we get the scene where we see most of the trailer how they're in Mexico and Bruce is trying to train his cousin on how to be a Hulk. And this is the part where I think the major theme of the show comes into play. And the theme of the show is basically, even though we're the same, we are very much not alike. That's because Jennifer is able to really control being a Hulk. There's this line where he says there's no body basically inside you trying to fight against you. So there is only one persona, and that is Jennifer. She is the Hulk, or She-Hulk. That whole dichotomy of having to deal with the Hulk persona and then the Bruce persona, where he had to merge the two together in the lab for 18 months, none of that. She can literally transform back and forth between regular person and Hulk and still maintain her personality, her mind. She's not raging out, even though the first time it just was so much for her that she forgot about and blacked out. But as she's hanging with Bruce and learning how to deal with being a Hulk, Bruce is having an issue with saying yo, this is way too easy for you. And there's a line I know is going to get a lot of really whack dudes upset when they talk about emotion. He's like, you're gonna have to deal with emotion because the Hulk comes out when you have to deal with fear and anger and rage. And she's like, I gotta deal with that every day because I'm a woman. You know what I'm saying? Even at my law firm, with a man trying to tell me how to do a thing that I do every day. So there's a lot of that because, let's be honest, it's true. Guys don't be dealing with emotions a lot. Definitely women deal with emotions more than men. That aspect of it gives us a really good explanation as to why she can control being the Hulk much better than Banner did when he was trying to do this crap in 15 years. There's also this line where she doesn't really want to be a superhero. Of course, that's going to be the hero's journey for her because she's going to have to take the call to action, as we see she does at the end of the episode when Titania shows up in the courtroom and tries to, I don't know why she was there. It doesn't say. We see how she definitely leaps into action and shows everybody that, look, I am the Hulk. Well, I am a Hulk, rather. Or She-Hulk. Because Banner says you don't get to control the nicknames. Hence, everybody calling him Smart Hulk, which is another very meta aspect to this episode. Acted really well. Yeah, I like this episode. It was fun. A lot of cool Easter eggs in episode 2. We see Tony basically built this little Mexican place for Bruce, where they built it together. Real funny post-credit scene talking about Captain America. Was Captain America ever able to have sex before he died? And like they were drunk. And it was like, talking about it. At the end, it was like, Captain America got to, and it blanks out. Overall, this episode is a really strong first episode into this series, into this character, and into just the whole psyche of what it means to be a Hulk as a woman. That's really all I got for this one. Make sure you subscribe. We will be doing Game of Thrones starting Monday. Me and Antonio, aka the Westerbros, and I can't wait for that one too. But that's all I got. Till the next time.